So watch me transform this beauty from start to finish. If this is what you'd like to see, keep on watching. So grab a seat, relax and enjoy this video. So first thing first, I'm going to be using my wipe to clean up the face in order to remove dirt and oil on her face. Then I went ahead to hydrate the skin to give the skin a little bit of hydration, after which I allowed it to absorb into the skin before moving on to moisturizer. For moisturizer, I'm going to be using my Cetaphil moisturizer to moisturize her skin. So after moisturizing the skin, I allowed it to dry into the skin before moving on to this milk of magnesia. I'm going to be using this milk of magnesia to prime her face. So while doing your skin prep, make sure every product you apply dry into the skin before you move on to the next product. So after this, I'm going to let it dry properly into the skin before moving on to foundation. For foundation, I'm going to be mixing these two shades of foundation. This is Zikel foundation in the shade 15 and 20. So I'm going to be blending the foundation into the skin using my damp beauty sponge. So the reason why I mixed the two foundation is because one is lighter and one is darker. So I mixed the both of them in order to get a perfect skin shade. So after blending the foundation into the skin, I'm going to be contouring her face with this Nubanbeauty concealer in the shade 047. So while you're contouring the face, it is best to use a concealer or foundation shade that is 2 to 3 shades darker than your skin to contour your face. So after blending in the contour, I'm going to be applying my cream blush. I'm going to be mixing these two shades of color from my Blossom lip palette and apply it above her cheekbone and a little bit on the tip of her nose, just to give it a little bit of color on her face. Then I went ahead using my beauty sponge to blend. So after blending in the cream blush, next is to highlight the face. I'm going to be using this Flawless Ivy concealer in the shade 407 to highlight her face. And whenever you want to highlight your face, it is best to use a concealer that is 2 to 3 shades lighter than your skin to highlight your face. After that, I'm going to be using my beauty sponge to blend the concealer on the highlighted area. So after blending in the concealer, I'm going to be contouring the nose with the same shade of concealer I used to contour the face. So I first of all used a flat brush to apply it before using my beauty sponge to blend to avoid any harsh lines. So next I'm going to be setting the concealer with my Sasha buttercup setting powder. Before setting, I went back using my beauty sponge to blend the areas underneath the eye to avoid creasing. So guys, I already set the concealer off camera. I'm really sorry about that. So next I'm going to be setting the rest of her face with this Avout powder in the shade 15. And whenever you want to set the rest of your face, make sure the powder shade you're using with matches your skin tone. Do not use a shade lighter or darker. Make sure the shade you're using is your exact skin tone. So after setting the rest of her face, moving on to dry contouring, which is low light contouring, I'm going to be using this shade from my becharm powder palette to set the cream contour that I applied earlier. So after that, I'm going to be using the same shade to contour her nose. So after contouring the nose, I'm going to be applying a lighter shade of powder on the highlighted area just to give it a little bit of coverage. So after that, I'm going to be applying my powdery blush. I'm going to be mixing these two shades of blush from my Tara blush palette and apply it above her cheekbone and a little bit on the tip of her nose. After that, I went back using my powder brush to blend everything together. So after blending everything together, I'm going to be setting the face with my Kiss Beauty Spray. This is going to help reduce the powder effect and also help all the product that are applied on the skin absorb properly, like blend properly, like sit properly into the skin. So after that, I allowed it to dry before moving on to baking. For baking, I used the same setting powder I used to set the face to bake the face. So moving on to the brows, I'm going to be using my brow tamer to lay the brows nicely. So next I went ahead to do the eyeshadow. Before applying eyeshadow, I'm going to be using my Viange eyeshadow base to prime her lid. So eyeshadow primer is what helps the eyeshadow to pop and stay. After that, I added a little setting powder on the areas underneath the eyes to avoid fallout. Then I went ahead using this color shade from my Blossom eyeshadow palette. I started applying it from the outer corner of her lid, then gently blended it towards the inner corner of her lid using my eyeshadow blending brush. After that, I'm going to be doing the other eyes following the same method. So next I'm going to be using a clean eyeshadow blending brush to blend out the eyeshadow so there won't be any form of demarcation. After that, I'm going to be adding this beautiful color from my Annie's Beauty eyeshadow palette. I'm going to be using it to blend out the eyeshadow just to give it a little bit of color. I know some of you might be wondering why I didn't do the brows before the eyeshadow. Trust me, doing the eyeshadow first before the brows is the real deal. Like, you don't need to stress when you're doing your eyebrows. So after that, I'm going to be doing the other eyes following the same method. So after blending it, I went back with the first eyeshadow I used. I went back applying more of it because I really want it to pop. So I went back applying it on the outer corner of her lid. So the next thing I did, I went back with that eyeshadow brush I used to apply the eyeshadow base, eyeshadow primer. I went back using it to blend the inner corner of her lid. So after blending it, I'm going to be adding this, I'm going to be applying this purple color from the same Blossom eyeshadow palette. So I'm just going to take it and apply it on the inner corner of her lid. So next I went ahead to add this beautiful purple color because this color is the color I wanted. So I just applied it on top of the first one that I used. So after that, I went back with the same first eyeshadow I used. I went back applying it on the outer corner, then blend it towards the inner corner of her lid to avoid any demarcation. So after that, I'm going to be using my eyeshadow blending brush to blend properly. One thing with eyeshadow application is how you blend. Blending is the key. So after blending, I'm going to be adding this powder shade from my becharm powder palette. I'm going to be taking it with my beauty sponge. I'm going to be applying it on the outer corner of her lid to define the lid. After that, I'm going to go back with this same first eyeshadow I used. I'm going to go back taking it and apply it underneath her waterline. So next is to line her upper and lower lash line. I'm going to be using my Carrot gel liner, the black shade, to line her upper and lower lash line. So after that, I'm going to be prepping her natural lashes with my Zaron mascara in order to give it volume. So next I went ahead to wear her these lashes from Cheelashes. So after wearing her the lashes, I'm going to be drawing her brows with this carrot gel liner, the brown shade. So I'm going to be drawing her brows, following the shape of her brows with my brow brush. Then after that, I went ahead to press her natural and false lashes together. So after that, I went back to line her upper lash line again. After lining her upper lash line, I'm going to be highlighting her brows with the same concealer I used to highlight the face. So after that, I blended it immediately so that it doesn't get dry and look tacky. After blending it, I'm going to be setting the concealer with a lighter shade of powder. Then after setting the concealer, I went back with my eyeshadow blending brush to blend to avoid any demarcation. So after that, I went back applying this shade from my eyeshadow palette. Then I did the other brows off camera. Now I'm going to be highlighting the top of the brows. I'm going to be using the same foundation shade I used on her face to highlight the top of her brows. So after that, this was the lip color I wanted my client to wear because it complements the eyes, but trust me, she never liked it and I don't know why. I was trying to convince her, but all to no avail. Then she decided to tell me a particular color that she wanted. Then I cleaned it up and went ahead to line with this lip color. Though I'm using my lip palette, I went ahead to outline her lip with this color. So after outlining the lip, I went ahead to add this color. This was what she wanted, and I told her that it was too loud for the eyes, but she wanted it, so I had no choice than to do what she wanted. So after that, I'm still blending. So next I'm going to be prepping her lower lashes with the same Zaron mascara. And while you're prepping the lower lashes, while you're applying your mascara, make sure your eyes are up or your client's eyes are up so that you'll be able to apply it properly. So can you see how the mascara made her eyes to pop? After that, I went back with my contour brush to blend the places I contoured. Like I went back to blend it properly. So next I'm going to be dusting off the excess powder on her face with a lighter shade of powder. So after blending, I'm going to be setting the face with my Keys Beauty spray. After setting the face, I'm going to let the spray set properly, like absorb properly into the skin. After that, I allowed it to dry before moving on to highlighter. For highlighter, I'm going to be using this Tehila highlighter and blush palette. So I'm going to be mixing these two shades and apply it on the places I want the highlight to pop. After applying it, I'm going to be using my powder brush to blend everything together. After blending everything together, I'm going to be setting the face for the last time. After setting the face, I'm going to let it dry properly into the skin before using this finishing spray from Flawless Ivy. I'm going to be applying it all over her face. And guys, this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.